Yeah. But anyway, we'll just have to work through all that stuff. What was I thinking about? Oh, I was trying to find a dad joke, but I don't really have a dad joke. I don't really have a dad joke this week.
You don't need one.
Are you happy?
You don't need one.
See, I knew you was gonna say that, and I still got one. Now what? I painted you in the corner, dadgummit. I got him. Where's the audience at? Yeah, I got him. I got him this time.
Did he?
Okay?
Did he?
But listen, I'm just gonna look. We'll give him a nice little Michael Jordan intro or something like that. You know, I wish I had an effect. Hold on, wait a minute. Do I have an effect over here? Hello. Nope. Hello. Nope. Can y'all hear that? Anything? Hello.
That was the joke. Oh. Okay, there you go.
That was a joke he said.
Right.
No, it didn't work at all. But in my mind, it would be, ladies and gentlemen, today's guest, a man who coaches both basketball and souls, which means if your jump shot is broken and your spirit is broken, Brother Wayne got a drill for both. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Too Lit himself, Wayne Crowley Jr.
Welcome.
Wait, we got applause? Do we have applause?
We have applause.
We do have applause. Wait a minute.
We do have applause.
Wait a minute. Is there a way to... Where's the applause? We got to work on that, man. Just start the show. All right, welcome back to another week of Urban Academia. I'm your host, J-ZILLA, as usual, with my boy, my main man, Chulo Rich. How you doing, Mr. Rich?
What's the word, J-ZILLA?
Man, the word of the day is a mess. That's 2 words. Mess.
That's 2 words. You got to get it together, man.
Okay. The 2 words of the day, dadgummit, is a mess, okay? A mess, right? And here to help us clean this mess, and maybe we can get to some sort of messiah, is Mr. Wayne Crowley Jr. Mr. Jr., please welcome yourself to the show and tell the people a little bit about yourself, sir.
What's up, man? It's Wayne Crowley Jr., man. I'm from Columbia, Tennessee. Man, and the only thing I can say about myself is, man, I'm a complete servant for the Messiah, man. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all having me on.
I love it. Well, he get right to the. I gotta learn how to do that.
You got to learn how to do that.
Well, like, what am I missing?
You got to learn how to do that.
What am I missing?
I just say it.
I mean, y'all been working with me for some time now. Look, fun fact: Rich has been working with me since the 6th grade. I always have trouble saying 6th. I know it's a TH in there somewhere. It always comes out as 6th grade. And I know it's not 6th grade; it's 6th grade. And but okay, this is what I'm talking about. See, this is where Rich is supposed to kick me off the screen. Hey, producer, get him out of here.
Yeah,
right?
He got all kind of back thoughts and things that just like
it is quite the backlog. But Brother Wayne, for the folks meeting you for the first time, who are you, and what burden has God placed in your heart?
Man, so for somebody meeting me for the first time, the first thing I do is I introduce myself as a disciple to the Messiah. Man, at the end of the day, anything that I represent means nothing if it's not rooted in Christ. Man, something that God has put on my heart, man, to not let people remain broken the way that I was broken. So yeah, man, that's what I would say.
Okay. All right. Just, while we right there, what ways did you consider yourself to be broken?
Man, just understand it like we all are broken. And our brokenness is meant to lead us to the Messiah because he is the only true person, anything in this world that can make us whole. So for me, I struggle with a lot of self-doubt, a lot of just pride, ego, arrogance, And it was all rooted in just really just not appreciating nor understanding who I was, what I was created for, anything regarding purpose. I had no idea of it. So I developed this facade of who I should be based on the characteristics of men that was around me that I thought were productive, that I thought were successful. And then it left a huge void in my life that I've learned that only Christ could fill. So,
man, that's huge right there. So essentially, you're saying you're Drake. Come in the game, harmonies, rap. People pulling him. Oh, I'm gonna pull him into my algorithm. He will sit and have a conversation with us. Y'all heard it here first. Too powerful. I need him to not be leading anyway. So that's for, I give it about 2 or 3 years. Remember I said it though. But for you, Drake, he comes in, he's singing, he's rapping his little heart out, coming from his acting career, Degrassi, and literally people pull him aside. Man, come on, man, you loving on these women too much, you're taking the game too serious. The game is a game, right? And then he starts playing the game, and then they were like, man, what you doing with my third side piece? How dare you? Let's all join together to destroy this dude. He's the problem. You know what I mean? You were lied to, like Drake. I'm gonna keep pulling back to Drake. That's gonna be a recurring theme. Let's go ahead. And producer, you better not kick.
Oh man.
Thank you. Thank you. I didn't know where it was going with the Drake. There he is. Hey, welcome back. Welcome back.
I'm quiet. I see.
It's a weekly thing, man. It's a weekly thing.
But Mr. Crowley, the last time we talked, you were doing kingdom work through coaching and ministry. What have you been up to lately, and what's changed?
Man, so still doing ministry. The kingdom work situation got kind of put on a hold. Just parenting and coaching and everything. We weren't able to dedicate the full attention that we felt like we needed. So we wanted to kind of revamp that. Man, other than that, man, just and got heavy into the music, man, putting my gospel rap music back out there. Man, it seemed like just all my gifts and talents are, and just being pulled and geared and aimed strictly for the Messiah, man, just so we can draw people. And so, yeah, ministry, music, parenting, coaching, but it's all in the realm, in the box of the ministry.
I love it. Hold on, I'm pausing recording. All right. So, what is something God has shown you in the last year that challenged even you?
Man, in the last year, man, I decided after my divorce, man, just careful prayer and just careful consideration and searching within myself, man. I just recently got back into a relationship. I believe God told me that, I've been on a shelf long enough and that I have matured enough for him to trust me with one of his daughters. So, man, just having the ability to get into a relationship after everything that I've been through, with the divorce and everything, man, it has truly been a challenge, but it's still been a blessing.
That's dope. Well, hey,
Okay, so
I'm hearing crab cakes and things, Rich. I don't know about you. Little hors
I'm hearing a lot.
and wedding bells and things. I don't know.
I'm hearing a lot.
These
man.
Christian men folk, they don't date just to date. They date for marriage. And,
date for purpose, man. Date for ministry.
Absolutely. Now look, before we get into the new and improved, revised version of yourself, I want to hear more about, not to bring up, feelings that may, but I want to know more about this divorce. I want to know more about how that came about. I want to know why. I want to, I got questions. You know what I mean? A lot of people that are listening to this, I'm sure a lot of people are going through or have gone through some of the same things. So it's always good to hear other versions and get other understandings of these same situations. So
Yeah.
I mean, what was it about you? What was it about your marriage? What was it that wasn't working?
Man, so from my perspective, the marriage wasn't working because I wasn't leading properly, bro. Like real talk, like I had no idea what marriage was truly about. Man, I thought that you know, I could rule with an iron fist. I cannot be present, but still have this expectation of my wife to appreciate, you know, what I physically could provide, the tangible goods. And don't get me wrong, those things are good. But at the end of the day, man, I was not a good husband. Like, though I was not abusive, though I never called her out her name, though I never cheated, man, there was still an element of Christ that I was not mature enough to even show her, bro. So my mouth was foul. Man, my heart was hardened. I was easily offended, bro. And then, man, I was just immature. Like I would say things that were hurtful. You know what I'm saying? And then just, man, like the pride and territorial and the man, just the dictatorship, bro, that was in me, man. It just was not productive to our marriage lasting. And, you know, every couple go through ups and downs. It don't matter what the dynamic is, submissive to Christ, not submissive to Christ, in the faith, not in the faith. You're going to go through hard times. We just had no support system because we didn't recognize that neither one of us was walking with Christ like that. So we didn't recognize that this is not out of the norm. We just don't know who to take it to get help. And just real talk, by the time she was asking like, oh, we need therapy. And me, I'm like, man, we don't need no therapy, bro. If we supposed to be together, we gonna make it work, this and that, and this. And then by the time I agreed to go to therapy, man, she had already checked out. You know,
So at what point did you realize that was going on? And whom maybe did you speak to pop you into reality, to make you understand that, hey, I'm not doing this maybe the way I should be doing it?
Man, so for me, well, I saw the writing on the wall early on because I paid attention to the things that pushed her away. And then I paid attention to the things in me that did not draw her near. And I was impossible to talk to. Like I was impossible to give advice to. I felt like I knew everything, and I felt like I was on such a level that because I provided these things that I'm doing what most of these dudes ain't out here doing, and any female will be happy to have me. And so it was a sense of arrogance that completely rubbed her the wrong way, and it devalued her as a partner. It devalued and diminished her as a wife. And so like I had turned hard and cold to her. And then my eye opener was I remember we had been into it for a minute, and we were arguing, and I came down the stairs one day, and she turned around and told me, she said, "You ain't done nothing for this relationship but pay bills." And man, that hit me to the point I had to sit down like immediately. And the truth hit me. And then I started going through this, self-evaluation. Though it was in an unhealthy mindset, I started to self-evaluate. And though it wasn't fully true, what was true was the thing that I hung my hat on to solidify my marriage had nothing to do with keeping the marriage strong. And then that's when I realized, like, yo, and I remember dropping down on my knees, crying to her, begging her to give me another chance, that I'm going to change, that I'm going to get better. And she was just like, No, I'm good. So we went to therapy, and the therapist. By the time I decided to talk and decided to have the ability to express myself, he was like, "You gonna be all right, bro. Real talk. I suggest y'all get to through the holidays, file for divorce." I've never told a couple this. And then I went to individual counseling, and the counselor, she asked me, her name was Barbara Tamkin. She asked me, the first question she asked me was, "Do you believe in a higher power?" I said, "Yeah, man, I believe in God, man. I believe in Jesus." And she was like, "You truly do?" She said, "Yeah." She was like, "It's your desire to chase and be after her?" I said, "Yeah, man, that's my desire." She said, "You're going to be all right then, man. I can help you." And ever since then, bro, she held me accountable. She wouldn't let me point the finger at her. She wouldn't let me, back out of this situation. Like, she held that mirror of Christ up to me, that photo of Christ up to me. And I was like, dang, I ain't measuring up, cuz. So it was a reality check, but I appreciate the reality check,
No doubt.
That's huge. Man, when
No
I hear
doubt.
that, Rich, I hear she's having you reflect Christ instead of Adam.
Yeah.
It's very easy to reflect Adam. He's the first man in the world to blame his lady and God himself in one sentence.
Yeah.
Adam, where are you? I'm hiding.
Yeah.
Why? Because this woman that you gave me.
That you gave.
That's wild. That's wild. And so your therapist is like, no, let's not reflect Adam. You've done enough of that. Yeah. Let's reflect Christ and take on the burdens as yourself. That's all we're called to love our women like Christ loved the church, which is to say death. To death, with gentleness in our hearts and our words and our actions leading the way. Man. So at what point after that you still get the divorce? Is it easy? I know, because people out there may be confused by this. So you implanted God into your situation, and then it still ended in divorce. Like, why didn't God save your marriage? What do you say to them about that?
Well, this is one thing we have to understand. Both parties have to be submissive to Christ. Both parties have to desire the same thing. And if both parties can't get on the same page, no situation is covered. Like, what I'm saying? Like, I hate to compare anything dealing with faith to anything of this world, but it's kind of like, we can take it back to sports. If I'm a point guard and you my big man, and you set the screen and I'm expecting you to roll, and you don't roll, you decide to pop, but I go a pass to roll you to the basket, it's a turnover. You know what I'm saying? If we're not on the same page, the success of the team is going to fail. And it's the same way with marriage or any relationship whatsoever. If we're not desiring the same thing, if we're not communicating and chasing after the same goal, it's not going to end well. And at that time, some things were changing. I was falling short in so many areas. She was looking to do other things. And that's what she had her mindset on. And then this is what I had my mindset on. And then, I was still hurt. Like, even though I was submitting myself to Christ and chasing after, holiness and righteousness, there were still several areas in myself that I was unaware of, that I was still unhealthy in. So,
just two people not equally yoked.
Yeah, not equally yoked, and it's not saying that she didn't, believe. It's just saying that in this area of your life, the wife, and in my husband area, we ain't clicking, shawty. So we were still arguing. I'm still growing. I'm still trying to learn how to filter my mouth and learn how to listen and learn how to receive. And by that time, she was like, dude, we've been together for so long. And you expect 2 months or a month or 3 months that is supposed to change 15 years of consistent not showing up? Nah, bruh. And so she left. And it was the divorce. Man, bro, it's the hardest thing I ever been through. I wouldn't wish it on anybody. The hardest thing I ever been through. I mean, I'm still hurting from it to this day. But I have to remind myself that I am not a reflection of what happened to me. I'm a reflection of what he brought me through.
Absolutely, man. Did you have children involved in that situation?
Bro, I got 4 daughters, man. Yeah, we got 4 daughters. Yeah, that's the only woman I got kids by. We got 4 daughters.
Absolutely. So how's your relationship with your babies right now?
Man, my 2 youngest, man, they my OGs, man. My 2 oldest, they have experienced the unhealthy me. And then I can see that they have, like, they love me, don't get me wrong, but it's kind of like, man, daddy on that Bible stuff so thick, we can't go over there and listen to no music. We can't go over there and do the stuff that teenagers want to do. So they kind of like, yeah, we'll see you at the game. We'll see you. I'll come over and do your hair. We'll chill every now and again, but we a little too busy. But the truth of the matter is, it's like, I understand. I'm not trying to force my faith on you, what I believe. I'm trying to love you. And when you come to the truth, man, daddy here. But we all, like, we're tight, we're good. I'm going to all the games, invite them to shows, invite them to, if I got to preach anywhere or teach anywhere, like, and then just even if we're not face to face, just kind of like, hey man, what's up? What's going on? What y'all doing, man? What y'all been thinking lately? Just making sure, even though I would love for them to be with me right now next to me, it doesn't mean that I can drop the ball because things aren't presented or going the way that I wish they would. So I refuse to drop the ball.
Man, like, sitting here hearing that and not having been through it on the outside looking in, it raises for me 2 things. One, I see why I move how I move, because divorce sounds terrifying, right? The other thing it brings up is, you often using coaching in your ministry, right? It poses the question, if Moses had a crossover, will the defense still part like the Red Sea?
Yeah. Yeah.
Look at Rich. I want y'all to wait a minute. Let me talk to the audience real quick, man. Listen, everybody back up. Everybody back up for just a minute, okay? If you go back a few seconds, I want you to hear how sincerely I sound, what I actually said, and then I want you to watch first Rich's face and then Wayne's face as he's trying to figure out what is he. You know what I mean? Go back. I promise you'll enjoy that. Let's get them back on.
Because I thought the question was rhetorical. I didn't.
He was like, Wayne was like, yeah. Let me just answer this seriously. Yeah, faithful man of God. I think if he had handles, yeah.
Okay. Right. Exactly.
No, but seriously, we have to break it up every now and then. But I will ask you, 4 daughters, what are the age range? From what age to what age?
Oh man, my oldest is 19, then 16, 13, and then 7.
Yeah.
Why does everybody have old kids except me? Was I doing something wrong? Was it me?
I mean, you were doing something right. It depends on the situation.
Yeah,
Good.
In my situation,
but I envy you guys. You guys are almost done, man. Like, you know what I mean? I'm still. Well, you know what I mean.
Okay.
You got some that you're almost done. You know what I mean? Listen, but I guess you're never done.
Who's gonna tell him? Wayne, which one of us should tell him?
You're never done.
You're never done. I've got a 21-year-old. Wayne,
yeah.
I have a 21-year-old. If you're doing the math, I've only been married for about 11 years. You know, so she still comes to us for help in many different ways. You are never done.
Yeah.
Like, and we have them older. You know, you have a couple of older ones. Like, so my boys are 7 and 9. My girls are 17 and 21. The older two get to watch the younger two, built-in babysitting. So we're all getting something out of this. But I asked about the age range because the ones that are able to pay more attention and they're seeing, you know, Wayne in the beginning and then the transition into, you know, Wayne continuously learning. How do you have those conversations with them? Like, do you give them space and time to, hey, it's okay to be critical of daddy. And if you ask me, I'll tell you. Like, how do you initiate those conversations?
Oh man, so I'm glad you asked that question, bro. That was something that I leaned heavy on because my children got to see me in several different sectors, and I use them to a certain degree as accountability partners because at the end of the day, I wanted them to feel loving and I wanted to be able to, articulate themselves to me, communicate, like be free with respect. You know what I'm saying? So I would tell them, hey, like I'm in this emotional state right now. You guys know what unhealthy me looks like. If I start creeping in that area, hey man, like, please give me advice. Please help me out. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to, first of all, I don't want to fall short of Christ anymore. And I don't want to push you away from me. So I gave my daughters the ability to guide me, you know what I'm saying, on this journey. And one thing I say is that we're glad we got to see you heal in front of us. It was the best thing that you could have did. And even to this day, bro, like my oldest daughter, Kenya, she twists my hair. And we have the deepest conversations, in life. We had the deepest conversations, and just her perspective and her, assessment on life and where the direction of the world is going. Like, I love hearing it because it lets me know how to talk to her and how to reach her. And it also lets me know that the generation, they not all, I don't want to say a waste of time, but they're not all chasing after things that are unhealthy.
Absolutely. I'm probably one of the first one to tell you kids are stupid. But I would never say the whole generation is a waste. I would just, sometimes kids are stupid, but you're supposed to be. A blank canvas doesn't have much paint on it. You know what I mean? So you're young, you're learning, you're figuring it out. Our jobs as parents are to help you do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, hey man, I'm glad y'all are getting in a space that is healthy. That is the goal for all of us men that have children, whether married or unmarried. So I'm glad to hear that, man. I'm glad that after all the struggle, after all the hardship, man, things are going in a positive direction. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And them babies is always the most important thing, no matter what. So
yeah,
I disagree. Babies ain't got no jobs, no knowledge, no experience.
They don't.
I feel like it's me. I feel like it's me. I could be wrong.
But I know they're important. If they wasn't important, I could put them out. But I can't. So I know that that they're important. You know what I mean? So,
hey, what was it 1 or 2 weeks after they're born, chipmunks are gone. I did it to my kids. I don't know what I feel like they would survive, but I feel like they would thrive under my tutelage. I don't know. I feel like
I got some I can't put out. They can't go. They want to go, and I tell them I got some of age. ready to go. Baby, go sit down. Go sit down.
Just a little bit longer.
We're gonna put a plan together. We're gonna talk about this thing.
Mhm.
But if you leave now, it's just gonna cost me more in the long run.
So, like Wayne was talking about, looking at things from the appropriate, perspective, right? He was guided and led by some probably not so good tutors, right?
You too.
Right. Matter of fact, yes, right?
Right.
We were guided and led. Like, I've heard some awful things. To get back to Drake, where he's talking about a certain part of the female anatomy, and he's like, it's all the same. This is the advice he got from his uncle, and he said, wise words from an indecent man. It's all about the framing, right? It's all about the framing. You daggone right, Rich. I'm gonna keep saying his name, and I ain't whispering it either.
I mean, at least you know that was a decent one right there. So I'm gonna give you that. You know?
Okay. But if we look at it as
why
a whole,
are we here again?
I'm gonna keep trying to tie it in, man, until he comes see me. Daggone it. We need to have a talk. I'm upset at him. Anyway, if we zoom out a little bit, and we looked at humanity as a whole as just a sick patient in the hospital, how we looking?
Man, we sick, man. But again, to understand that this was prophesied about. You know what I'm saying? Each generation is gonna get worse than the next. People out there are gonna be a mighty falling away from the Messiah. We're gonna drift away from his teachings. You know what I'm saying? People are gonna make themselves becomes gods of their own selves. They'll become their own gods. They'll raise up their own standards of good and evil. And so yeah, bro, like we're in an unhealthy, very dangerous, arena. But to understand that God told us this was gonna happen.
That's dope. And if that's the case, what is the treatment? What is the antidote to all this chaos?
Man, there's only one treatment, bro, and that's Christ. There's only one banner that we can unite under that will cover us all. Faults, brokenness, gifts, talents, like everything we have to submit to Christ because, politics ain't gonna help. Anything outside of Christ breeds a ground of divisiveness. And if we want to unite, we can't unite under things that we don't agree about. So just the submission to the Messiah is the only thing, the love of Christ is the only thing that we have to unite us.
There's a lot with that, man. I do agree. I do definitely agree. There's so many forms of what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And the only reason that I thought about that is because you said that anything outside of that creates a divisiveness, which I do agree. I do agree with that. But even inside of that, right, there's a lot of divisiveness. I used to ask as a child, like, well, why is there a Baptist church? And why is there a Latter-day Saints? And why is there this and that? It almost felt like gangbanging to me.
That part. Yeah.
It was a different type of thing. But because it was just a divisiveness statement that made me go into some of these thoughts that I'm having. What do you believe is the truth? And I don't want to get into a lot of the others.
Get into it.
Okay, well, let's just start with what do you believe is the truth?
So, okay, for me, everything has to come back to the scripture. So anything outside of the Savior, walking this earth, being crucified, dead and buried for our sins, and then rose again, conquering the grave. We have to start right there, because that is the foundation of the faith, is alive, dead, and risen Savior. So once we connect on that, man, it's just, if we get divided, and after that, we got to bring it back to that and pretty much ask for, like, hey man, touch my heart. Like, I might not be able to receive this brother. He might not be able to receive me. Me? Am I in the way? Is it a part of him that's in the way? If it's part of both of our flesh? And you were pretty much bringing up denominations. Man, I don't see in the scripture where there were denominations. Man decided to institute denominations in it. So all of this Baptist and Missionary Baptist and Kojic and AME and Catholic and Protestant, like, bro, like that never was present in the Bible. Bodies of believers were integrating amongst each other. You see it consistently in the letters that Paul issued to churches. Those letters were to address divisiveness and to pretty much say there's no division. 1 Corinthians 1:10 speaks of no division amongst the brethren. Let our doctrine be the same. Let us all preach, the live, dead, risen Messiah. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times we get to the preferences, and we allow preferences to take precedence over salvation. So we can, a lot of times I think it's personally, bro, just for people to feel holier than other people.
I think all three of us as fathers can see that in our own children, which I think is, if you're blessed enough to have kids, it is a blessing, because it is really reflecting the Father, right? And it's easy for us to sit and watch our children be so divisive at times, or go passing each other, miscommunication, and for us to do what's easy and fall back on tradition, like you talked about, instead of treating it and updating that information, making sure it's rooted on solid ground in the Word. Yeah, that's tough. But I do think as fathers, the three of us probably have an example or a story where we're trying to get something through to our children, because we've lived it out, or we've read about it, or we've heard it from someone we trust, in order to have them avoid it. But as a famous man once told me, right, sometimes kids have to touch the stove to see if it's hot for themselves. Right.
That's inevitable.
But then that reflection is how we should be looking at each other and ourselves first, right?
Absolutely.
So if someone is watching this, Wayne, they're watching this right now and they're just like, okay, this is a lot. Where should they start? What should they do? This video ends, we do our little thing and have the outro, and the stream ends. What should they do right now to start, trending in that direction?
Man, the first thing that you need to do is, fix it in your heart to realize the things that you do not need, and understand that though it may take some time, he's the answer to it all. So, we have to have that relationship with Christ. We have to love Christ more than anything else. And that's the answer to it all. So, jump in that word, develop relationships, have conversation, and not be afraid to truly, earnestly have a healthy prayer life, and not be afraid to be challenged, man. So.
That's amazing. So there you have it. Some practical steps there. We didn't get much into your basketball, which I love that. So we're just going to have to go ahead and get you back in. When we're looking at this faith race, I don't want to say it. How do we, because you say the Bible is the root of it all, correct?
Yeah, the script. Yeah.
We have the three of us have a mutual friend. I believe so. I think Rich knows this person. Who just really broke my heart when they made this grand proclamation that they were going to leave in the faith. Christianity's false doctrine and all this stuff is made up by a bunch of white dudes. And the proof that this person had was that, names like Mark, John, and Luke, and Matthew, these are very white names. And in that region, at that time period, those would not be their names. That's proof that the whole thing needs to be thrown out, and I'm gonna go my own way. And so I'll probably message this person and say, hey, they had Hebrew names. Right? They had Hebrew names. Like, there's a difference when Juan is in one place and he crosses the border into America. Now he's John. That does not change his roots and where he actually come from and the truth and all of that. How do you talk to people about the thing itself? Shout out to Redeem Life Podcast. Like, what we're doing over there is trying to not do a traditional Bible study, but a study of the Bible itself. Where did it come from? How can we know or have faith that the things that are in it are true? The Apocrypha, the Book of Jasher, and the Book of Mormon, all these things that are being thrown and hurled out of it, edit, and working in tandem and parallel too. How do you filter out, which one I should be listening to and which one I shouldn't be? How do you trust the thing itself, Mr. Crowley?
Oh man, first thing that I do is I would look back on my feeling, and then I would kind of work backwards, like work from the fruit to the root. If I feel like I have a problem with the names, man, you got to understand that names are sensitive to cultural intellect or cultural dialogue. So yeah, in America, he's Jesus Christ, but in Hebrew, he's Yahshua HaMashiach. You know what I'm saying? And understanding that it's the difference is linguistic patterns. Certain cultures didn't have certain letters. The letter J wasn't instituted until like the 15, like 44. It didn't get instituted into the English alphabet until like 1640 something. So like, to understand that these letters didn't exist back then, it doesn't diminish who he is. He said, follow my teachings, for my word shall be elevated even above my name in heaven. You know what I'm saying? So follow his teachings and don't be afraid to have conversations. Ask these questions, man. Like there are people out here who can help guide you to truth. But the number one thing I would ask is, why am I having a hard time accepting this in my heart? Is it something that I've placed on man and man has let me down? So therefore, I allow my relationship with Christ to suffer because I can't trust men? Or do I truly have an issue with the faith? And most of the time, our issue with the faith is not a reflection of the faith, but it's the reflection of the people that we believe should represent it.
Ooh, boy, that's a mouthful there. Yahuwah HaMashiach.
Yahshua
Translates
God.
So okay, don't get me started because Rich already knows. We have another brother that's gonna be on the show.
What I'll tell you.
Wait! Don't do it yet. Don't spoil it for him yet.
I'm not going
right
there.
No, wait. I'm gonna say this just for the audience, and then I want you to hit him over the head with what you're about to say. So we have another guest that's gonna come on at some point, and this was a point of contention between the two of us. The difference between translation, transcription, and transliteration, as well as the much debated name of God that people got so afraid back in the day that they took it out the Bible to make sure that people wouldn't accidentally say it, right? Take his name in vain. They have the Tetragrammaton, which is just a visual thing in order to say out loud Adonai. Later on, people were like, this doesn't make sense to our Greek mind, so let's add some vowels in there, which is, if you say the name the way they did it, is Yahuwah, which translates to Jehovah. Like, that is grammatically incorrect for Hebrew speakers.
Yes.
So we want to be careful. So Yah versus Yay, traditionally is Yeshua, which
Yeah.
is very close to Joshua, which means salvation or Yahweh saves. And sorry, I'm all over the place. The Hamashiach is the Messiah or the Anointed One, and so that then translates into Jesus Christ. And then Rich is gonna hit them in the head with.
So personally, you know, I like to ask those questions just to get those type of perspectives to hear different, and there are opinions, right, of what people believe. Now, your belief is your belief, right? An opinion is just that, though. It is an opinion because none of these things you, he, him, her can prove to be factual. You know, belief is in things that are seen, right? Faith, this is something that is a belief in something that is unseen. So you have to hold on to whatever it is that you have. That's part of being a man. Definitely is standing on whatever it is that you believe. But before I get too caught up in something like that with a person, I'm looking at them. I'm looking at the fruit that they produce. I'm looking at the words that come out of their mouth. I'm looking at the actions that they take. And that is all I have to judge you on. It is not my job or purpose to to whittle down all of these different stories and theories and say who's right or who's wrong. I don't care. What I do care about is how are you treating me? How are you treating my son? How are you treating your son? How are you treating your daughter? How are you treating your wife? How are you? So those are the things that I care about. You know what I mean? If you're a good person, you're a good person. Whichever story you have is the story you have. I'm just dealing with the men that are here. You know, one day I'll die and I'll transcend and I'll find out a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm waiting for that. So for now, I just need to make sure I'm around good people doing good things. You know what I mean? I may not know all the answers to everything, but I know if that nigga's out of line. I know that. Right? So I keep it right there in that space.
He refuses to have mercy on my poor editing soul. That's what I'm thinking about right now.
That was yeah, you're right. But there are times when I'm speaking and I'm trying to make a point that I do push past just for the purpose of you understanding exactly what I mean and where I'm going.
I have full confidence in you, sir, that you can find an alternative word that is not going to hinder our ability to make money off of this messaging. Okay? Monetization is a real thing. Okay? So please have mercy on my poor editing heart. What I will say is in the stylings of Cedric the Entertainer way back when in barbershop, or no, that wasn't Cedric the Entertainer. Who am I talking about? Oh, another barbershop scene. Help me out, folks. Oh, Eddie Murphy. Come on, it's right there.
Coming to America.
Movie.
America.
Yeah,
wait.
You got your movies.
Coming to America.
Coming to America. Thank you, sir. Yes. Yeah. Where Mama called him Clay. I'm gonna call him Clay. Right. If Jesus calls him Father, I'm gonna call him Father. Right. And as far as the titles goes, hey, my Lord is the Christ. And you know, that's just my personal preference. I know God knows all of our hearts and he'll sort it out when the appropriate time is there.
There it is.
Right.
There it is.
Mr. Crowley, the confidence in the thing itself and where to send people and how to get started, you're just gonna have to come back and help us break this down, man. But before you go, give us a quick shout out to your athletic endeavors, your musical endeavors, and just give the people a little hope. Give them something to come home to.
Man, for sure. And at the end of the day, bro, like I said, man, everything I do is to be a positive representative of Christ. and I want nothing inside of me to compromise my witness. So even with my musical talent, man, the real too lit. I'm a gospel rapper, man. Shout out to everybody who supported it. My brother, Brandon Sprawl, my producer, The Coalition. And then, man, I'm coaching the ministry sponsor, 2 youth league team. We call Push, Pray Until Something Happens. This season, we're looking to sponsor 4 to 6 teams. Shout outs to the brother Quentin Marcella, Carrick Brown, Justin Stevenson, Richard Woodson, Brandon, like the whole squad at Set Apart Kingdom Ministries. And then I also coach at Spring Hill High School for the girls. Man, just looking to show them the love of Christ just in the window of basketball, man. And it keeps me in shape, and it keeps me in spiritual shape as well, man. So I love it, man. Anything I have is for Christ to use.
My accomplishments these days through the roof. I'm working on it. I had no idea you were coaching Spring Hill ladies.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
This is what pre-production is for, not my corny jokes. Someone needs to stop me. Rich, someone, please stop me. I had no idea. Pre-production meetings are to find out things like that so we can talk about our alma mater, especially when we have a line on the crowd somewhere on the screen. Matter of fact, mute up, get them off the screen, producer.
Get them out of there. Kick them out
right now. This section is for Spring Hill only. Tired of hearing about these lines. I'm tired of y'all Regal Purple and your daggum, programs that are doing very well. But I'm tired of this. Okay, I didn't know that. Someone must be stopped. Like in the absence of my producer / the wife. Like this is what happens. I'm out of control. But thank you so much for being on, man. Like again, you're just gonna have to come back so we can have these conversations further. And keep doing what you're doing. I love that. Keep pushing. Right? I love that. That would be the answer to the earlier question. What do I tell people right now? Hang on real quick. What do I tell people right now? You pray until something happens. Read the word, pray until something happens. And then, let's see. As the Bible says, try me. That's a heck of an
I would agree with that.
But we're gonna go ahead. Go on back in the green room. Don't log off. We'll just get you some cookies or juice or whatever we got back there and enjoy yourself. And we're gonna wrap the show real quick. Mr. Chulo Rich, it does feel good to be back. This is our first episode in many, many months. I'm very glad to have you. The somehow cooler Rich, doing what Rich does and be cool. I love having guests like that. We won't have guests every week, audience, but when we get a chance to, we really want to, show some love out there. So definitely we'll put some tag down there, producer. Right? Yeah, okay. Yeah. We'll put some tags down there to make sure that you can link up with, I'm going to say Coach Wayne Crowley Jr. It's too humble. He was a little too humble, right? So we're definitely going to put that in the link so you can go and check out what he's doing in the community. And he does a lot of positive work. And that's a brother that I always feel like if I talk to, I know I'm going to get the truth. I know he's going to tell you what he knows and what he doesn't know. And then he's willing to work it out with you, no matter how, how much I talk. But he talked about being broken. He talked about being lied to by different people. That's in the community. That's our government. People in the church, outside of the church. In his marriage, he talked about leadership and his lacking of leadership because he listened to all those people who themselves were injured and unqualified to give a proper diagnosis. And then through his therapy, who's asking those questions, who find a way to seek God first. And we're going to go at it as a reflection of Christ instead of Adam. We're not going to blame her. You can't control her, right? Whatever you think you are, how smart you are, how smooth you are. He got them glasses, but I know Wayne take them glasses off, looking at him with them eyes, and hey, girl, listen, let me tell you, right? Like I know Wayne, he's in the background right now. Every fight Wayne has ever had in high school started the same way. Okay, see, we doing a lot of talking. You know what I mean? That's danger. Get out. Only the Pauls are coming next, right? I can see that in him. But she's able to get him back under alignment, which is very important for you ladies out there looking for a positive mate. Is he under alignment? And if he's not, hey, you stay under the umbrella of God until he gets his butt back over there, right? See, I said, but I want to say something stronger, Rich, but I use an alternative because I like getting, I would like to sit and talk for a living.
I see what you did.
You saw what I did. Okay, just making sure. Okay. Right? Learning never ends is what he talked about. He talked about kids being a blank canvas. Oh, no, that was you. That's a quote that should be on the shirt somewhere, dadgummit. Kids, go out and make some mistakes, but then learn from them. Leave the pain behind, extract the wisdom, keep moving forward. But parents, grace, grace, grace. Please. As Rich says, blank canvas. Kids are like a blank canvas. They don't have much paint on it. It's up to us to make sure that we're using the appropriate tones and strokes and everything to make the piece of artwork that we're seeking to make, right? No divisions. All you denominations out there, fine. If you don't want to sing and dance, that's okay. But the only time I have a problem with that is when you're saying I'm closer to God because I don't use musical instruments, or I use the Hebrew name for God or Jesus versus, my father or my brother. You know what I mean? Like that, you have to be very careful for. I would suggest you read some of Paul's writings, which he's responsible for over or somewhere around half of the New Testament. And he talks about these things specifically. Brothers, quit trying to be this kid out there saying, "Ooh, Father, me, make me your favorite. I'm your favorite. Look at what I'm doing." Because when you start leaning on you can only go so far. There's limits to that. You have to be leaning on the Father. Stay connected to the source. As Jay-Z would say, the roots remember even when the leaves pretend. Whew. Watch out now. Look up that verse about the fig tree in Christ. So no divisions, right? Make sure we're doing that. Make sure we're allowed to make mistakes and have grace and come back from it. I love his final, mic drop moment there. Pray until something happens. Push. Please, please, please implement that into your lives. And right down here in the comments or somewhere on the screen, you will find a way to connect with Brother Wayne Crowley Jr., the coach extraordinaire. Rich, final words, please, sir. Wrap this on up for us all.
I'm just going to, same as Mr. Crowley said, remember to push. No matter, this was a deep conversation today. It's probably going to go deeper at a later date. Probably with Mr. Crowley involved and probably with some other friends involved, right? But always remember to push, right? Pray until something happens. No matter what your thought patterns are about some of the things that we are talking about and are going to talk about, sitting quiet and praying is going to be something that's going to help you come up with an answer to the things that you're wondering about. But either way, remember to move forward, not backwards. Look up, not down. When you're having a conversation with somebody, remember that you're always going to be a little bit right, a little bit wrong. And we have to be able to meet somewhere in the middle, right? That's the way that conversations work. Otherwise, there'd be no point in having one. Either way, I know a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't implement that because common sense is not common. But that's something that we're working on here at this show. We're happy that we were able to, show up and have this conversation with you. And we'll be back to do it again next week, man. We love you. Peace. For you. For you.
Rough and limelight, this the